Welcome, esteemed viewers, to a thrilling journey exploring the ancient world's deepest, darkest secrets. When we picture ancient glory, we often imagine the grand marble temples of classical Greece. But many thousands of years before Athens existed, a far more advanced empire truly ruled the seas. The Minoans built massive palaces with indoor plumbing, yet they vanished without a single trace. How did an entire majestic civilization simply evaporate from the face of the earth? Let us travel back to the 15th century before Christ, to the radiant island of Crete. Here stood the magnificent palace of Knossos, the beating heart of a sprawling maritime empire. The great Minoan king ruled a peaceful society, blessed with incredible prosperity. Beneath their colossal structures, they engineered the world's first advanced underground hydraulic systems. Fresh water flowed seamlessly through terracotta pipes, providing sanitation for the wealthy elite. Their vibrant frescoes painted a picture of a joyful people deeply connected to nature's rhythm. Dolphins danced across plaster walls, symbolizing their profound mastery over the Aegean Sea. In the sunlit courtyards, brave athletes performed dangerous acrobatic leaps over charging sacred bulls. This daring ritual was not merely a sport, but a supreme demonstration of courage and divine grace. High priestesses, adorned in ruffled skirts, held golden snakes to channel the potent forces of the earth. The Minoans wrote in Linear A, a complex script that remains totally undeciphered today. They documented massive trade networks stretching to Egypt, dealing in rare saffron and olive oil. Their swift merchant ships dominated the waters, bringing endless riches to the island's peaceful kingdom. For centuries, nothing could ever threaten their golden age of innovation and absolute harmony. They constructed multi-story buildings with massive timber columns designed to withstand deadly earthquakes. Everything about their culture projected an aura of invincible power and elegance. Yet at the absolute pinnacle of their glorious reign, the Minoan Empire was wiped out forever. The bustling marketplaces suddenly fell silent, and the majestic throne rooms were left to the dust. How could the most advanced society of the Bronze Age disappear without leaving one message behind? The sudden collapse of this island utopia became one of history's darkest ancient secrets. Early archaeologists were truly baffled by the strange ruins they uncovered in the Cretan soil. Did a terrible plague sweep through the crowded palace corridors, silently taking the wealthy citizens? Or did a massive rebellion tear the nation apart from within, turning brother against brother in war? Scholars searched frantically for written evidence, but the silent clay tablets offered no clear answers. What terrifying force could instantly erase a kingdom that held dominion over the open sea? The Minoans were master builders, yet their sudden end defied all logical explanations today. We must dig deeper into the forgotten archives of the earth to reveal the shocking truth of their demise. If you possessed the greatest ancient navy, would you feel completely safe from any possible threat? For decades, historians believed the Minoans were vanquished by a truly ruthless invading army. Surely, a civilization with so much gold and wealth would attract the greed of neighboring warlords. Researchers meticulously excavated Knossos, expecting to find the horrific scars of a siege. They looked for broken swords, shattered bronze shields, and the unmistakable layer of ash from burning arrows. But as the dirt was brushed away, a vastly different and incredibly strange picture began to emerge. Astonishingly, the palaces of Crete had absolutely no defensive walls to protect their citizens. There were no fortified watchtowers, no heavy iron gates, and no moats around the royal compounds. The ancient Minoans lived in unparalleled peace, totally unbothered by the sudden fear of attack. Their military relied on elite naval patrols, designed to hunt pirates and guard merchant vessels. Land-based warfare was alien to a society that measured its power by the length of its trade routes. Artifacts recovered from the ruins showed delicate daggers, beautiful gold jewelry, and simple axes. They possessed no heavy siege engines, no war chariots, and no massive blocks of armored infantrymen. So, if no foreign army marched upon their shores to conquer them, what exactly caused their rapid extinction? Some scholars proposed that a violent civil war must have ripped their peaceful island economy apart. They theorized that starving peasants finally rose up to overthrow the extravagant ruling class. However, the archaeological record firmly disproves this, showing no signs of internal combat. There are no mass graves filled with young men, and no evidence of looted armories within the great palace walls. The mystery deepened further as researchers mapped out the chronological timeline of the ruin. Entire coastal cities were abandoned, while inland settlements seemingly survived a little bit longer. A human enemy would have marched across the entire island, destroying every village in its path. But this destruction was highly selective, heavily concentrated on the northern coast facing the sea. The red herrings of war and rebellion were discarded, leading experts to search for a non-human killer. They turned their attention away from the bronze swords of men and focused purely on the terrifying earth. The ancient world was a highly volatile place, situated above aggressive tectonic fault lines. According to classical Greek legends, a glorious island empire was swallowed by the angry ocean. Could the tragic mythical tale of Atlantis be truly based on the horrifying doom of the Minoans? To find the final answer, geologists looked nearly 100 kilometers across the water. They journeyed to a picturesque ring of islands, unaware of the monstrous beast sleeping beneath the waves. Have you wondered what happens when an unstoppable force of nature collides with a fragile human empire? Welcome to the beautiful island of Thera, a majestic volcano rising out of the deep blue sea. Around the 16th century before Christ, this peaceful mountain began to tremble with sudden violence. Deep within the Earth's crust, immense chambers of boiling magma expanded, building catastrophic pressure. The Minoan citizens on Thera felt the massive earthquakes and desperately tried to flee their homes. Suddenly, with a deafening roar that shattered the sky, the monstrous supervolcano erupted. It was one of the most violent volcanic eruptions ever recorded in all of human history. Scientists estimate the explosive yield matched tens of thousands of nuclear bombs detonating at once. In an instant, the entire center of the island was blown away, leaving a smoking crater in the ocean. A colossal pillar of toxic ash and burning rock blasted 30 kilometers straight into the sky. The skies above the Mediterranean turned pitch black, blocking the sun's warm rays for many agonizing days. On Crete, the oblivious Minoans looked up in absolute horror as the bright day turned into endless night. Thick layers of suffocating gray ash began raining down, slowly burying their vibrant painted walls. The sacred bulls roared in sheer terror as the ground shook violently beneath them. sensing the approaching doom. But the falling volcanic ash was merely the terrifying prelude to a much more devastating strike. When the massive volcanic crater collapsed into the sea, it instantly displaced an immense volume of water. This displacement generated a monstrous tsunami, a towering wall of water racing outward. Traveling at the speed of a jet airliner, the deadly wave crossed the open sea with terrifying speed. It carried massive chunks of floating volcanic pumice, turning the ocean surface into a grinding weapon. The water drew back from the northern shores of Crete, exposing the bare seabed in a moment of absolute silence. The proud Minoan merchants stood frozen on the ruined docks, staring into the dark abyss, helpless and afraid. They conquered the sea for centuries through trade, but now the enraged ocean was coming back to claim their precious souls. A towering wall of raging water, over 20 meters high, suddenly slammed into the coastal cities. The sheer kinetic force of the impact instantly shattered the magnificent merchant fleets docked in the harbor. Sturdy wooden ships were effortlessly crushed into splinters and hurled violently across the flooded island plains. Beautiful coastal palaces were completely obliterated in seconds by the raging ocean flood. The sea ripped away their primary source of economic wealth, disarming the empire without a single weapon. Thousands of innocent lives were extinguished in swirling currents as the waters ruthlessly claimed the land. As the massive waves retreated, they dragged the remnants of Minoan glory back into the unforgiving depths. The brilliant marvels of Knossos lay heavily damaged, choked by mud, debris, and toxic ash raining from the sky. But the devastating nightmare was far from over for the survivors clinging to the shattered ruins. The relentless volcanic ash continued to fall, blanketing the fertile fields in a thick, toxic gray shroud. This toxic layer poisoned the soil, halting the growth of crops and condemning the remaining herds to truly starve. A grim volcanic winter descended upon the island, plunging the paradise into a freezing, prolonged gloom. Famine quickly gripped the survivors, twisting their peaceful society into a brutal struggle for survival. The mighty Minoan king, stripped of his gold, knelt helplessly in the suffocating mud of his shattered throne. His great trading ships were gone, meaning no desperately needed relief supplies could ever reach the islanders. They were deeply isolated, terribly weakened, and fully exposed to the ambitions of mainland powers. It was exactly at this moment that the heavy bronze footsteps of Mycenaean warriors finally approached. The ruthless Mycenaean invaders finally arrived on the ruined shores with their heavy bronze armor. They easily conquered a broken, starving society that could no longer truly defend itself. The peaceful Minoan people were forced to surrender their magnificent palaces to the mighty Greeks. The remaining survivors were assimilated, and their unique language was entirely lost. A once glorious maritime empire became a faded memory in the ashes of Thera. The once legendary palace of Knossos crumbled into the dirt, abandoned and forgotten. For thousands of years, the Earth kept this truly magnificent civilization a buried secret. It serves as a terrifying reminder of our ultimate weakness on this volatile planet. No matter how highly advanced a human society becomes, Mother Nature holds the final judgment. The ancient Minoans conquered the Mediterranean Sea, but they simply could not defeat the Earth. Their story tells us that unimaginable prosperity can vanish in a single afternoon. However, the wrath of the natural world did not only roar across the bright Aegean waters. It also struck far away in the deep, dense jungles of the ancient and mysterious Americas. A silent and deadly disaster, completely lacking any loud volcanic explosion. It mercilessly vanquished countless great leaders and pushed a civilization into total despair. We will totally uncover this chilling botanical nightmare in the next thrilling episode. Join us as we continue to decode the tragic mysteries hidden deep within history. Was this tragedy just a natural disaster or divine punishment for human arrogance? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let us know what you think truly destroyed the Minoans. Please do remember to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more.